Please welcome legendary producer and Canadian Music Hall of Famer, Bob Rock.
Good evening. 29 years ago, I was working on Loverboy's debut album here in Vancouver at Little Mountain Sound. The legendary producer Bruce Fairbairn and this band of Canadian rock vets took a chance on a no-name engineer, moi, and started a career that I had only dreamed about. The lessons learned from recording the first Loverboy album are gifts that I have passed on to many of the bands I've worked throughout my career. Paul Dean's homemade Strat, high-watt amp blasted out a sound that has been the envy of the biggest guitarists of our time. The incredible voice of Mike Reno is a standard in classic rock radio. His never-miss-a-note performances are legendary. Then there's Doug Johnson's signature keyboard sounds and compositional stills. And Matt Frenette's reputation for impeccable time and machine gun-like tom fills. And of course, Scott Smith's Boom Da Boom Da bass intro to Turn Me Loose could get any audience to their feet, banging their heads and playing air guitar. To this day, on any Friday, you can turn on the local rock radio station and listen for those 3 cowbell hits and get ready to rock to Workin' for the Weekend, another classic song by this year's long overdue inductees to the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, Loverboy.
Since 1980, Loverboy has been delivering their brand of red-hot rock.
It's, like I say, it's melodic but dirty at the same time.
Their sound caused a sensation across Canada and around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Loverboy.
Their self-titled debut album sold over 4 million copies and earned them a place at the top of Canada's music industry.
It's just a matter of tuning into what people like, you know.
We've got magic.
The people have really seemed to have taken Loverboy as the band that they really want to support.
And the winner is... Loverboy.
Loverboy.
It's Loverboy.
Loverboy. Loverboy. Loverboy! The Loverboy sound translated into heavy-duty Juno hardware, with the band taking away 6 awards in 1982.
Thank you, everybody.
A record that still stands.
You guys have become the biggest thing in Canadian music.
It wouldn't have anything to do with the tight leather pants.
And their success blazed the trail for other homegrown talent.
A lot of Canadian acts, they'll come up and they'll go, you've opened up the door.
Does this bother you now that you're big in Canada, that you got to conquer the world?
No, we're ready.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Loverboy's sophomore release, Get Lucky, went platinum, and their party anthem, Working for the Weekend, topped the charts worldwide. And the hits kept coming, with gold and multi-platinum albums reaching total sales of over 20 million and counting. Whether as music video pioneers or as kings of the live concert circuit, Loverboy was a force to be reckoned with. And Loverboy has lent a hand to numerous causes, including the Tears Are Not Enough project and their continuing work with the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. In 2000, Loverboy suffered the devastating loss of original band member, bassist Scott Smith.
He was always there behind you, no matter what, he was always there.
But the Loverboy spirit endures, with the band celebrating 25 years in the biz by hitting the road in 2005 with current bassist Ken Spider Sini.
The people, the music, the lights, that's what it's all about. It's about the camaraderie of the 5 guys and the magic that happens when we hit the stage.
It's incredible that we'd still be able to play this many shows and have people still want to hear Turn Me Loose, Working for the Weekend.
We're kind of the soundtrack to their life.
I feel proud. I feel proud of it all.
Everyone, please welcome to the stage Paul Dean, Mike Reno, Matt Frenette, and Doug Johnson. Loverboy!
Wow. Hometown. Thank you. Home country, Canada. Never to be forgotten. We are honored to be here tonight. First and foremost, I would like to thank my bandmates. What a ride this has been. We want to thank Jeff Burns for signing Loverboy in 1980 to Columbia Records. We'd also like to thank our agent, Sam Feldman, and promoters Craig McDowell and Don Fox, who gave us a shot in the early days that led to headlining all around the world. And to Doug Grover and all the road crews over the years, merci beaucoup. And finally, I would like to thank my parents, and especially my family, Kimber, Emma, and Patrick, for their love and support.
I want to thank my wife, Denise, for insisting we finish writing Turn Me Loose. It was a real good idea. Thank you. And our thanks to Bob Rock, buddy, and the late, great Bruce Fairburn for lending their amazing studio chops to help us record that song, and many others, I gotta say. We still get to play those songs 30 years later. I gotta tell you, that's something. That really is very cool. I think we really did get lucky. Still rocking. And Bruce Allen and Lou Blair, thank you for guiding us through all those crazy years. I don't know how we did it. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. And he told me not to mention his name, but I don't care. This is to my son, Jake. This is one's for you, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Awesome.
Well done, Paul. Scott Smith was our bass player and comrade for 20 years. There's not a day that goes by that we still don't miss him. He gave us the gift of music, humor, and eloquence. Scott was also a husband and proud father of 2 sons, and so we'd like to thank Donna, Brandon, and Spencer for being here tonight to accept this honor in Scott's memory. We'd also like to thank the incredibly talented Spider Sine for gracefully and competently taking over for Scott and getting us back on our feet again. We'd also like to thank all the amazing people who work so hard at what is now Sony Music Entertainment. We thank you all. On a personal note, I must thank my mom and dad for driving me to piano lessons every Wednesday night. And thank you, Tammy, Tim, and Stephanie for letting me be the 4th Musketeer.
First off, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a great honor. I'd like to thank Karis for this great honor to be right off the bat. Without Karis working for all us musicians in Canada, it would be a crying shame. I got to tell you that right now. Special thanks to our office staff who put up with us over the last 20 years, and our office staff of today. A special thank you to Gail Lagden and Shelley Rubso. A heartfelt thank you for making sure we get to the show on time. I'd also like to thank rock radio in Canada and around the world for playing our music, and to Much Music and MTV for playing our silly videos. I just wanted to say a shout out to Scott. I know you got the best seat in the house up there in rock and roll heaven, buddy. We sure do miss you. And I'd also like to say thanks to Paul, Doug, and Matt, and Spider for that matter, for being with me on this wonderful journey. A special thank you to my mom and dad, Pat and Steve, my family, my brother Steve, my son Alex, and my girlfriend Kathy. Thank you very much. And last but not least, I shouldn't say least, of course, we'd like to say a big thank you. We wouldn't have got this far without the fans. Thank you, fans.
Everyone here is working for the weekend.